What's up, everybody? TonyPizzaGuy here, and I just have something to get off my chest here. The internet wrestling community is ruining wrestling. They're a bunch of marks, and everything is stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. That's not the case. Before you jump into triggered mode, let me tell you this real quick. This is what I've been hearing from certain people. It's old school wrestling purists. You got a guy like JBO who says, yes, the internet likes Mauro Ranallo. We get it. It was on a special before. We're not getting into the JBL thing, but what we are going to get into is the term internet wrestling community, internet wrestling fan, YouTube wrestling community, and talk about how that is such an outdated old school term. Ango, you're here. Let's talk about this. How's it going?
Oh, Tony, it's going very well, but you are absolutely correct. It's an old school term, and quite frankly, it's pissing me off.
Yeah, we need to just break this down to a core, okay? Because let's talk about this, because JBL kind of said, yes, we get it. And JBL's the kind of guy like this. And I'm not going to get into the whole controversy of JBL and what's going on there. That's not what this is about. This is about him and about other people out there that are just trying to set off the internet fans, trying to trigger the internet fans. The internet fans. Let's define that term first. What would you say is the internet wrestling community or the internet wrestling fan? What would that be? Like at a core, not what we think it is, but what it is, like what the term meant all the time.
Yeah, internet wrestling fan, somebody who likes wrestling and talks about it or reads about it on the internet, which is probably 99% of the WWE universe.
I would agree, because if you go to any wrestling shows, if you've ever been to a live show, if you've been to a WWE live event, you will know, like, even dads and kids will talk about, oh yeah, did you know Kane's real name is Glenn Jacobs? I read it online. Like, that's literally a thing that I saw at a live event with a dad and a kid.
Yeah.
So we're talking about this term, this internet wrestling community. To me, the old school term of internet wrestling community is anybody that will go on the internet and they will look up stuff. Because back in the day, AOL was a big deal. AOL was the main way to do it. The internet wrestling community was growing with these chat rooms. You could go into these AOL WWE chat rooms. You could talk about stuff, and that's how the internet wrestling community was. It would also be going to websites, looking up spoilers, looking up results, trying to figure out what's going on in wrestling. That was the old school internet wrestling community. But now, we have such a huge landscape. We have Twitter, where WWE tells us to use the hashtags. Use hashtag Raw, hashtag SmackDown, hashtag Payback, hashtag WrestleMania. Use them all. Tell us what you think about this match. Hashtag Cesaro versus Sheamus, or whatever they want to throw out there, you know? So I think that term is only hurting WWE. By them saying that the internet wrestling community is idiots, or by it's only the internet fans that are saying this. No, everybody's on the internet. So it's all wrestling fans together. Would you agree with me on this?
100%. I think there's no better way to put it. To be honest with you, Tony, and this is not the first time, you know, I've heard things like this. I remember specifically watching Raws and SmackDowns and having the commentators, you know, kind of talk about maybe a John Cena heel turn never happening, or whatever the case may be. They just throw in a small, subtle shot, regardless of the situation. And the reason why they're doing that is because they're trying to take a dig at the internet wrestling community. You know, there are fans that are smart, and there's people that read about things, and people that truly, you know, get behind the scenes with information and stuff like that, right? But at the end of the day, if I'm one of those fans or a casual fan, you know, I shouldn't be called an internet wrestling fan. At the end of the day, I'm just a wrestling fan. And I use the internet, and I talk about it on the internet. I read about it, whatever the case may be. So, you know, I think it gets to a point where they just need to stop. I think the old school guys need to stop comparing us, you know, to something so negative. You know, they try to make it sound like it's a negative thing to be on the internet. And as you know, I mean, there's a lot of content creators who love pro wrestling and who do this as their job and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, you know, they're still fans. And that's, I think, anything before the word or after the word, it doesn't matter. As long as you're a fan, that should be all that matters. And yeah, you know, I don't know how much more I can add to that. If you,
yeah, I agree 100% with the term fan. I think the term mark is outdated. I think the term internet wrestling fan, and I think internet wrestling fan is the new mark term, because mark was a term that look down on wrestling fans, and I think internet wrestling community, internet wrestling fans are in that term now as marked. But we have to look at the way the world is changing, right? Like in America, it used to be if you're a white person, you're the majority, and if you're not white skinned, you're a minority. That was what it used to be. But now there's so many other different races out there in America that we are becoming the minority and everybody else is becoming the majority. So, and that's the way that it's looking now. It's like this bubble, right, of like internet, boom, it burst, and everybody knows the secret's back. The veil's pulled back, and everybody knows what's going on in professional wrestling. And I just feel that there's too much negativity with that term internet wrestling fan. Like you said, the key word is fan here. We're all wrestling fans. And I think by them kind of dissecting the audience, saying, oh, it's only the internet wrestling fans that hate Roman Reigns, I think they're just using it as a cop-out. I think that's a lazy way to say, and it's even kind of like with the crowd after WrestleMania, right? They're saying, oh yeah, it's just the crowd after WrestleMania that don't like Roman Reigns. No, it's a bigger group than that, and I think that's the problem here. I think that they're kind of, it's like a dirty term. It's demeaning towards wrestling fans. It's like, yeah, you're just an internet wrestling fan. You're on the internet wrestling fan. It's like, I would never once go and say, yep, I'm part of the IWC, Internet Wrestling Community. I just be like, I like pro wrestling and I watch it. I like WWE, I watch it. Again, it goes down to that term, like just that, like you were saying, and I really have to give it to you for the term fan. We're all just fans.
That's all it is, Tony. We're just fans. At the end of the day, I'm going to make videos and live streams and do things as I normally do. I'm going to continue reading the blogs. I'm not calling them dirt sheets. They're blogs. They all copy and paste things. For the most part now, you don't even really have that much of an inside look to the backstage stuff because they're constantly just reporting on things from WWE's website or TNA's website or ROH's website, you know, things that are common knowledge. But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue reading these blogs and these websites, and I'm going to continue watching videos because I support this product as a fan. And you know what? WWE is going to get paid either way. So whatever you call it, we're fans. WWE is going to make their money. TNA is going to make their money, hopefully. ROH, New Japan. If me being a little bit smarter is an indication to anything, you know, if you want to title it, if you want to give me a title, that's cool. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to do what I do, and I'm still going to enjoy it as a fan. So no matter what, that's all it is.
I think that the term for internet wrestling fans should be geared towards more people that scour the internet for more variety of professional wrestling. That's what I would say. And I wouldn't think that's a negative thing anyway. I think an internet wrestling fan is a guy who uses the internet to search out other professional wrestling other than WWE. That's what I would consider an internet wrestling fan. A guy who's on YouTube, he's on those websites, he's looking up other things like watching what PWG is doing, watching what Ring of Honor is doing, watching what Impact Wrestling, New Japan, watching what all these small independent wrestling promotions. There's good ones in New York, Detroit, all over the place, Florida. They're all over the place. And I think that that's what an internet wrestling fan is. It's somebody, I guess I would call it more of a hardcore fan. And I just want to kill that word internet wrestling fan. I want to get it out of there. I want to get the internet wrestling community out of there. And I understand there's YouTube, and that's part of the internet wrestling community. There's the blogs, like you said. We're calling them blogs because that's what it is. It's like Forbes. It's pretty much the Forbes of what they're doing. They got the Forbes, you got like the TMZs, that kind of thing. It's just one of those types of sites with news about professional wrestling on it. So in the end, I want to say that like we need to just collectively, like, I don't know how this is ever going to get spread out, but we need to collectively like just stop bashing the internet wrestling community. The internet is a place for fans and wrestlers to grow. I mean, you look like a guy like Cole Cabana, who used the internet so good that he doesn't even need WWE to become a star. Like he does podcasts, he does stand-up, he does wrestling, and he's all built his own little empire with t-shirts and merchandise that he can sell and make a living off of, all because of the internet. Would he be an internet wrestler then? If we're the internet wrestling community, would we call him an internet wrestler? I guess so. But that's another term for another day for another discussion. But I'll kind of give my final thoughts here, let you fill in though. But I say, let's kill the word internet wrestling community. We're all fans. We all love what we watch. We love WWE. We love pro wrestling. That's what bonded us together. That's what brought us here. Use the internet to discuss things and talk about it. It's like with The Walking Dead. If you watch The Walking Dead and you talk about it on Twitter, you're an internet Walking Dead fan. Doesn't make any sense to me. If you like something and you're passionate about it, you want to talk about it. It's like a water cooler, but you can do it online. That's what I think. Let's kill the word internet wrestling fan. Let's kill YouTube wrestling community. Let's just call ourselves what we are. We're fans that use the internet.
And that's exactly it, Tony. That's exactly it. We don't have to sugarcoat it. We don't have to change anything about it. And it starts with us as the creators, as the people who read the blogs. I think for a long time, we've kind of accepted that term when we shouldn't have. And, it's going to start with us. First, most importantly, it's the most incredible thing to be a fan of something of that magnitude. WrestleMania, I have friends that are quote-unquote casual fans. We're going to eliminate that term as well. Eliminate casual fans, eliminate the term internet wrestling community. It doesn't matter. We're all fans. We were watching WrestleMania together. It didn't matter if I was reading about spoilers or anything like that because I still got to enjoy the product. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I had a really good time doing it with somebody who maybe tunes in a little bit more casually. At the end of the day, we relate because we're fans. Maybe I'm a little bit of a bigger fan. Maybe I research a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we're just fans.
I 100% agree, and I'll finalize it by saying this. You don't call somebody who watches basketball an internet NBA fan. You don't call somebody who watches NBA, sparingly, a casual NBA fan. It just doesn't happen. So we need to clear our minds of all that garbage, get it out of there. Because if you read about, so you know what? I heard Kobe Bryant's gonna retire. Like, what is he, an internet wrestling fan because he heard about something that was going on like ESPN.com? Exactly. Again, internet NBA fan. Just doesn't make any sense to me. So let's call it here. Let's call a spade a spade. We love wrestling. We're fans. We use Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we talk about it. That's all we do. We're talking about what we love. That's about his best thing that you can think of right now. So anyway, I'll end it here. Ango, if you want to give us a shout out, pimp out what you got going on.
Yes, sir. YouTube.com/AngoYT, Twitter.com/Tango with Ango. Because I like pro wrestling and because I'm a fan, that's where you can go visit to see me and my friends talk about pro wrestling.
And also make sure you follow him on Twitch.
Oh, yeah. You can't forget about Twitch. Twitch.tv/Tango with Ango. Lots of gaming. A lot of cool stuff happening.
We just had a really sick session with Disc Jam, and we challenged some guys for some bracelets. Anyway, we got the highlights up on my channel, YouTube.com/OMGNet, my second channel. Go check it out. And also we have Twitch.tv/TonyPizzaGuy. So anyway, guys, we'll call it here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think the term internet wrestling community is stupid, or do you think it's still alive and thriving and we should embrace the term? And we're all internet wrestling fans because everybody has a smartphone. Everybody uses it to tweet. Everybody talks on Facebook. So I think that the term internet wrestling fan, I don't know. That's up to you to decide. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button if you enjoy this. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you sweet that subscribe button. As always, I'm TonyPizzaGuy. Ango, sign us out.
Frag out.